I've been thinking a lot about the word controlling, because there are people out there who control others. That's real. And there are people out there who don't have full autonomy. That's real too. And I'm curious how other people see this, because I know this lands differently depending on your experience. But I've also been on the other side of it, where just asking questions, bringing something to the table, or just thinking something through out loud gets labeled as controlling. And I don't think that's what's happening. I think sometimes what's actually happening is something gets said that makes people stop and think, and they don't like where it's leading, so it starts to feel like pressure. But feeling pressure isn't the same thing as being controlled. I've had moments where I'm asking, what do you actually want? What matters to you? And does that decision line up with that? Not to steer anything, just to understand. And yeah, sometimes that leads someplace different than where the person was sitting before, but that doesn't mean something's being done to them. We still have a choice. We can hear something, sit with it, and decide for ourselves. And I think that's where it gets uncomfortable, because it's easier to say, you're controlling me, than I don't like where this is taking me. And again, real control exists. This is not about denying that, but I also know for some people that line isn't always clear. It's just not everything that feels uncomfortable is control. For me, that's where boundaries come in. I can ask questions, I can share how I see things, but I don't get to make your decision, and you don't have to agree with me, but I'm also not going to water down my perspective just to make something feel easier. That's where my line is. So I'm curious, when something feels like pressure to you, how do you tell the difference between that and actual control?